review and listen, you can always review it and listen to it again later. Yeah. The other tool that we've done is we've put these words in the bottom. Can you see the words in the bottom of the screen? So basically, the computer is typing everything that we're saying, so that if you didn't quite hear us very well, or the connection gets broken or something, you can still see the words on the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we have two tools that will be useful to you. One is that we're recording the session so you can listen to it again. And then the other tool is having these words on the bottom so that you can capture the ideas. You know, sometimes you can't really hear too good, so it's excellent to see the words on the bottom. And then we invite you all to get a notebook, right? And maybe lots of different colors that you can use so that you can capture your ideas. Maybe you can put all of your ideas in blue or black ink, and then the ideas of your other colleagues, you could put them in different colors. So you know, oh, I didn't say that, but Elisa said that, and that was really interesting. So I'm anything Elisa says, or the ladies say, I'm going to write in red or red ink, and then everything my colleagues say, the other gentlemen, I'll write in green, and then everything I say, I'm going to write in blue and in black, right? So that I remember this is my ideas from my project, and then how my ideas are going to mix with everybody else's ideas for the team project. Also on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, we're going to hear some presentations from you all so that we can be collecting all of our information, right? So it's kind of like little building blocks or like Legos, right? So we're going to get little pieces of information. And you can see over here, like I've got these little shapes here to remind me of different pieces of information. And then every day that we meet, you're going to have a new piece to the puzzle. And then later on, the collection of the puzzle pieces will help you for your presentation, right? So on Wednesdays, we would like to hear a little bit about all the insights that you have gathered, you know, from the different pieces of information. So Wednesdays, we'll give each team like 5 minutes, you know, not too long, but enough time to share what are all those pieces of information that we're gathering, so that by the end, we have an action plan to implement, okay? So we're gonna go.
Ideas. Okay, welcome also the others. Mr. Hamidush is here, also Ibrahima. Mr. Star.
Yeah, and you're pressing the record button. Great, so we're starting. Yes. Right? Good.
I press it, and then we have more people participating.
All right. So all I was saying while the other colleagues arrived was reviewing some tools that you can use. I'm suggesting that you each have a little notebook, yes, and a couple different colors so that you can color code your ideas. And then I was also explaining how we're going to be going step by step, but then there's an accumulation where these ideas accumulate into action plans for your project. And then on Wednesdays, we're going to hear a presentation from 2 groups, right? So we'll divide you up into 2 groups. So between the weekend and Wednesdays, you can maybe call each other on the phone or send each other an email, you know, or just look again at the recording, and then you'll be able to come up with something. It won't be a big presentation, 5 minutes, you know, just enough to gather your insights. So we're accumulating so that you end up with a very strategic set of actionable strategic tools to use in your project, okay? Yes. So those are some of the preliminaries. And then Theo will put on the PowerPoint so that we can begin. And then Theo, you have some teams or something like that, or you'll tell them about that later, or?
About the teams, about the groups, I think.
Yeah, or how do they need to do the hand up here? Do they know how to do that?
Yes,
So we'll just kind of go ahead and do it. But if you have a question, right?
You can raise, there are hands that you can raise down in the monitor. You can see the chat box.
Also, they can type any question they may have, right?
Different reactions. You can use them as grabbing attention, or you can ask question in every single moment.
Or raise your hand, right?
We can start with probably everybody say his name.
So everybody's here. So then why don't you put the PowerPoint on, and then we'll hear everybody
I'm sharing
do a quick review, just so that we can hear your voice and we know which voice belongs to who. Right? So we want to know which voice belongs to who. All right. Okay. So then we can look at the next slide while we're hearing everybody's voices. There you go. So you can be thinking a little bit about that. Okay. So who's who? So why don't you begin by just saying your name so we can hear your voice. And if you already know what kind of a project you want to work on, you could go ahead and say that, or just say something about yourself. Basically, just so we can hear your voice and we can identify you with your voice, you know.
Can I take the floor, please?
Yes, please do.
Hey.
First of all, I would like to extend to you my regards, Madame Labiusa, and to thank you for your availability to join our CACSUP team to provide this very important and strategic English course aiming at boosting the capacities of CACSUP leaders. English language today is the international business language. Most of the educated people in the Francophone countries do master English, and they have a very, very good level of English because we start learning English from the primary and the secondary school up to the university. So this is something that you don't find in English-speaking countries on the African continent. They don't speak other languages than English. So we must recognize this achievement in the Francophone countries and especially in Senegal. So I would like to congratulate also the whole team that have been selected by CACSUP management in order to join this training. I would like also to thank Theodore for his day-to-day efforts to make this program a reality. And I am happy that today, at least the leaders who have been hearing about this program for some time are seeing it as a concrete step towards contributing in the empowerment of their capacities. So these are the leaders of tomorrow, and we are very happy to have you with us contributing in these noble and very interesting objectives. So I would like to hang your hands and greet you warmly from Morocco. I know that we are connected with 3 continents, Europe, USA, and Africa. And Africa in 2 regions, North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. So you see, we thank the technology that is allowing us to see each other on the screen and to interact and to share our knowledge. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you, to Theodore, and also to Ibrahima, who has been the engine for making this project a reality. So once again, I'm very happy to join you this afternoon in order to make these introductory remarks. So I think that I am well known to everybody. I don't need to present myself. Okay? Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ibrahima, maybe you can say a few words before we start.
Ibrahima, can you hear us?
Thank you, my president. Thank you, Mr. Theodore. Thank you, Mr. Libian. And thank you all the team of CACSUP. I am very happy today to have the first time after 1 week, Theodore and Mr. Libian do a test, individual test for the team of CACSUP. We are very happy for this project who have many phases, but now today, according to me, this meeting, it is not the course of the English course. According to me, we want to, after the test, because in the test, we have many level of the 10 leader of CACSUP have not the same level. We want to know today what strategy Mrs. Libian go to do for the different level we have in the group and the planning of the course in the 2 months to come. Thank you for all. Thank you for my friend Theodore, the responsible of Future Now. And thank you for our teacher. We are happy to realize this project, and all my team, all the Senegalese, all Africa is very happy to do all their same for the success of the project. Thank you for all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we can continue with everybody who wants to continue, just to share
their name and so we can hear their voice and identify them with the voice.
Apparently, some of our colleagues are not connected. I have just sent the link for them to join us. So
Okay.
they are trying to connect.
Yes. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I think there was some of the ladies were here. Yes. Maybe ladies first. Or we could have some of the gentlemen go first, right?
Hi.
Allez, assieds-vous, vous pouvez prendre la parole.
Good afternoon.
Allez, vous allez ouvrir le bal.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really happy to join this meeting. I was doing tests like this last Friday. So just want to introduce myself. And
did your activity work out good with the song of the face of the parts of the face for the children?
For children, yes. Is
Did
that?
It work out? Did it good? Was it good? Did they all enjoy it?
Yes, it was that.
Good.
So I'm doing just most of the time if the teachers are not available.
Right. Good. Okay.
So what I told you, I'm an assistant manager to the nursery kindergarten at Biagi Speak Cities, but I'm just to assist. I'm just there to assist her to manage his activities and helping for administrating tasks. But out of that, we collaborate to other activities with our association that I told you last Friday, named PADEFG. And one of the axes orientation is inclusive education for very young person, and solidarity entrepreneurship. So we and her are together to collaborate with this kind of axes like inclusive educations. Right. And and what I told you, I have my own project also in agribusiness, and the platform on gestation again.
Right.
So that's why I need to perform my English because that it helped me to maintain the relationships, business to all partner.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And apart from that, I'm active members at CACSUP since 5 years. And we have a great mentor, yes, a great mentor, Sir Ibrahim El-Wasa. He showed me kind of way to improve my leadership. How to say it again? My leaderships, and he's my mentor. I can tell that he's my mentor, and I'm inspired to him.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to pass the floor to somebody else? You can choose the next person to talk after you. Just you can see the names.
You can pass to Mr. Mansour Ndiaye. Mr. Mansour Ndiaye.
Okay.
Mansour.
Yes, Mr. Saad, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mansour.
Yes, I'm very happy to participate in the course, in English course today. And I am a legal manager in the Dakar Naval Repair Infrastructure Company.
Okay.
And I'm very happy to
Can you unmute your microphone?
There we go.
I think I muted. Yes, okay.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now we're here again.
I say that I'm very happy to be participate in this program, and I think that I will develop my English language for participate in the development and the business and the international. Yes,
Right.
you say my my level in English is bad.
It's very good,
yes.
one. You will
It's
improve it.
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. You're gonna pass the floor to
yes.
to who?
Falumbai, you give you.
Hello.
Falumbai.
Hello, Mr. Sir.
Engineer of Agriculture in Rosbecho.
Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Falumbai. I'm agronomic engineer in Rosbecho, Senegal. And I am an animator of project of USAID Feed the Future. This project, its name is Wallo Partnership for Rice. I'm animator in this project. I'm very happy today to participate in this meeting. And I hope that meeting will help me to develop my English. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Diko of Guinea-Bissau. The Guinean of Bissau.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Iko Natanda. I come from in Guinea-Bissau.
Thank you.
Just Theodoros. Yes. I do the development community in ESDL.
Community development.
My niveau in my niveau in English bad.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and choose the next person? you can call somebody.
Just for your information, in Guinea-Bissau, the official language is Portuguese.
Portuguese. Yes, Portuguese. Portuguese.
So English is not a common language that it is being used there. So this program will give Mr. Diko a very important opportunity to learn English and to be very fluent in the future, inshallah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Diko.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We go, Mr. Sambafai.
Obrigado.
The responsible of the site of CACSUP Internet.
Obrigado.
Mr. Sambafai.
Okay.
Mr. Sambafai. Mr. Sambafai, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah, there you go. Hello.
Hi, teacher and teachers.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
We are very well. Thanks.
You are very content for this debate.
Yeah.
But yes, my high language is so small.
Yeah.
So I have no debate for this project. And so right. But
okay. It
there
is
you go.
important for us to perfect your English, because the internet site of CACSUP, we go to have him in English and in French. It is important for you.
Okay.
Mr. Sambo is the technical person.
Oh,
yeah, technical.
okay.
Yes, it is the technical for the site of CACSUP.
Right, so you're fluent in technology.
Technology, yes.
That's
communication.
Right.
Yes, now we give Sir Eliza, we have a religious in our group.
Yes.
Sir Eliza, she is a religious. And
yes,
she have his doctorate of sociology, and he have his master of project in management of project. Mrs. Eliza Jata of
So this is Sister Eliza, right? Sister Eliza?
Yeah.
Do we call? Is it okay to call you Sister Eliza?
Sister Eliza. Sister Eliza. Yes. Sister Eliza.
Right.
Sister Eliza.
Eliza, we cannot hear probably your microphone.
Sister Eliza, on vous demande d'activer le micro et de parler. Sœur Eliza.
Ibrahima,
yeah.
We don't understand French. We only English.
No French. Okay, no.
No, it was a joke.
What is wrong with you?
Sister Eliza, we wait you.
He was inviting Sister Eliza to put her mic on, and he invited her to take the floor.
Yeah.
I have problem.
There you are. Hello.
Hello.
I have problem to give you my.
You're
now we're here. Now we're here.
Okay.
I cannot attend to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't speak very well English.
That's
but
okay.
I say that
try.
I am assistant in my congregation in the city, and I'm not teacher, but I help at school, lycée Taluanga.
Right. Yeah.
You in the administration of your college.
Comment on dit collège? Je ne sais pas.
You administrate.
That's right. Of your college, your convent of your college.
College.
Yes, that's good. So is it a convent? The group, right?
I don't understand very well.
Is it a college or is it a convent? So the group that you help everybody in, is it a college?
Yes.
Or is it a college and the convent, right? So you're a sister and you work with many other sisters, right? So that would be the convent, right? And then that convent works inside of a college, right? Inside of a university, a college or a university. Yes?
Yes. I don't start in the university because I want to finish my doctorate thèse, je sais pas comment on dit thèse.
Yeah, your thesis. Yeah.
Thesis.
Yes, your thesis. So you're working on your dissertation, right? On your thesis. Yeah, your PhD thesis.
Yes.
So the document that you have to finish writing. Did you do all your exams? All the exams?
I'm writing my
exams finished?
Yes.
Yes?
Finish exams.
Yes. Okay. Yay. So
I
now
have just to write.
Okay.
Now
you just have to write this.
That's the big part, right? The big part. Many notebooks.
Or you do it on a computer, probably. You can also.
Okay.
But you know, old school.
Thank you.
On a notebook. Okay, the next person?
The next person is Mrs. Maria Masajo, a jurist. A jurist.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. She's very good in English, Mrs. Maria Masajo.
Oh, no.
Better to me.
Maria Saggio, it was
so difficult.
She was working.
Okay.
You can continue, sorry. I just remembering that she was working on the very high level and assembly.
Yes.
Oh, right. You told us you were working in Parliament.
Yeah, in the Parliament.
Yes. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I have so difficult to expressing in English, but I can try. Huh?
Yeah,
great English.
No problem.
I can try.
My dear.
Okay.
No
my name is Maria Masajo, and I am a CACSUP member since many years, and I'm worked to National Assembly of Senegal.
Yeah.
I'm assistant parliament assistant in foreign committee.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Another one is Mr. Justin the Beninois. He comes from Benin. Mr. Justin.
Yeah. Hello.
There you are. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Hello. Fine. I'm fine, and you?
Good.
Very well.
Can you remind us?
Yeah.
So we can hear you. What do you do? Where are you from?
I am to Dhaka.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your project going to be about? Where do you work in Dhaka?
I'm student in second school at CACSUP in journalism and communication.
Right. Okay.
Communication. Yes.
I am a member of community communication on the CACSUP.
Okay.
My project is to become a journalist reporter.
Right.
You was studying journalist.
He is a good reporter. Before his training, sometimes he helped know about all the reporter of CACSUP.
Yes, the idea was radio.
Radio, yes.
Web,
video, newspaper.
You write sometime.
I remember.
Yeah.
We wish you a great success in your idea, because the journalism is very important for active free society. Yes. It's the medias are very, very important.
Very important. Thank you. Now we go to hear Mr. Modumbai, Mr. Quality of CACSUP and Mr. Quality of Africa. They have his cabinet of quality, Mr. Modumbai.
Oh, okay.
The quality manager.
Quality.
Thank
manager.
you. Thank you, Mr. Sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Modu.
My name is Mbai Modu. I am a quality manager and a coach of quality.
Oh, a coach, yeah.
Coach of quality. I am a CACSUP member for 8 years.
Oh, wow, okay, a long time.
Hey.
And you was also teaching in university?
For speak English, I am difficult to speak English, but I understand.
That's right. All we have to do is understand each other. Right?
The starting point.
Mr. Mbai is a teacher in the school, high school of Dakar, and in Ikashi Amadou Matambo, and he is an expert who go to help you for the training of in the region, in local training. Yes.
Great.
You go to do the training of quality for the local beneficiary. You know.
Okay. So like the trainer or just the trainer?
Trainer of trainer.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Local communities, yes.
For the local communities, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is finished now. All the leaders
10,
who
yes?
are
10 people?
Mr. Jen is here.
Mr. Jene, I think.
Mr. Jen is a financial expert, and he have a mentor in the world. And his mentor in the world is Mr. Honorary President, Mr. Midush. He have a reference in his life. His reference is how President honored Mr. Amidush. And today I am sure who go to happy to see Mr. Amidush in the same platform. Mr. Jen, I give you you get to present you.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jen Abdurrahman. I'm university, and I'm accountant and financing Maristop International. That is say, Maristop International is an organized for health reparation. And I'm joined reparation, yes. Yeah. I joined CACSUP since 2010 years.
Since 1999, almost 20 years then.
Yeah. Wow. And right now I have
such a long period.
3 master. Let's say accountant, master accountant, bank, and trader.
Trading.
Trader. Yeah. And right now I'm in doctorate, like to PhD in university. Yeah.
In banking or in accounting?
Manager.
Oh, in management.
Manager, yeah.
Okay.
And what is your dream?
My dream. My dream is to change a lot of BO for African people.
Yeah.
Like right now, Tunisia.
Yeah.
Tunisia, for example, it means to when in 1996 we talk about only Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, Robert Collins, and Valentino Tereshkeva. But right now we talk in Africa, like Tunisia, exploitation.
Oh.
Like NASA.
They have the space program.
Oh, right. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
And your dream is to?
Thank you.
My dream is at first to succeed in my about studies, to have my degree title like my PhD, and in the future to express myself at English very well. But right now we can help join like a good.
You're on your
Just
way.
say that right now English is the key of the world. For example, you have illiterate. It means not only somebody who have not education, but some guy who can speak English and in the world, they will not be succeed in this world right now.
Okay, but you say me in one day you want to enter the International Bank of the World. What is your project?
The World Bank. The World Bank.
World Bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to join the World Bank.
Senegal and the World Bank. Yeah.
World Bank. Yes. The reason why I performed my English very, very well. And English, I like it in my heart. For example, in the past, English was my second religion.
Oh.
Yes, I like it very well.
Good. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Did we hear from everybody?
I think everybody was. Did we miss somebody?
It's about the young man who was very punctual. Did we hear from him? He was the first one here.
Yes,
the gentleman that was very punctual.
Yes, but he's not here now. I don't know.
Oh, he was here. Now we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
Because he was the first one there, right? Okay.
He was, yes, one of the first ones. Check. Vigilant.
Okay. So we've got everybody then? All right, so then they can see the screen?
Everybody. Has everybody
seen
the screen?
Yeah. So today what we're going to do is gather your thoughts, okay? So we're going to review about 5, 6 different concepts. And for you to gather your thoughts, maybe tell us 1 or 2 people can share their thoughts. But Wednesday, we want you to present your thoughts, okay? So today we're going to gather your thoughts and think about what you think about, right? Talk about your thinking, so to speak, right? And then on Wednesday, you will do a short presentation with your colleagues. And Mr. Theodore will send you an email where he will divide you up into 2 groups. And then you can either email each other, or you can call each other on the phone, or use WhatsApp to present your thoughts. And the best way to present your thoughts is to make sure that everybody shares, right? So you can do that between now and Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, do a short presentation. 5 minutes for each group, very short, okay? So let's see, the first thought was the screen that Mr. Theodore had up while you were presenting yourselves. And it is a quote by John Dewey, right? And it says, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Okay, so education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Okay, so think about that. How does this relate to you and your team. So think about, how does that quote relate to you and your project, the things that you want to work on, and how does it relate to your team? So a lot of you said that you've been working together in your team for 5 years, 8 years, 6 years, 20 years. How does this quote relate to your team? And in the beginning, think very quickly, how does it relate to you, right? Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. So maybe somebody can raise their hand, maybe 1 or 2 people can tell us what they think about this. How does it relate to you? Or how does it relate to your team? Okay, think about that. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. What do you think? So in my world, this is what I do 24/7, right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My life is all around education. So this is a good quote for me because everything I do relates to education, right? Either I am working with teams like your team, or I'm working with teachers, or I'm working with managers, or I'm writing lesson plans, or like our colleague, Miss Elisa, I have been writing some programs for little children to learn English using nature outside, combining science and English. Lots of projects, right? So that's how this quote relates to me. How does this quote relate to you? Maybe one person can raise their hand and say how it relates to them. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Anybody ready to raise their hand? And you can see that there's a little button in the bottom of the screen that says raise your hand. You see, like that. And then you raise your hand and it says your name. And then Mr. Theodore can call on you, right? So since I already shared, I'll raise my hand like that. Who else is ready to share? Who else has got an idea they want to share? And you can raise your hand and tell us how this quote relates to you. Okay. And if you don't want to share right now, that's okay too. You can think about it, make a note of it, of what the quote says. Okay, so we can then use it in our presentations. So let's see, Theodore, can you show us the screen again? The second slide. So education is not, right? What does it say? The slide, who can read it one last time so we can keep it in our head? Somebody can read it? I can't see the quote, so somebody can read it. Maybe Theo, can you read that?
Yes, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself.
Right, okay. So you're gonna-
I also very related to this, actually.
That's right.
This quote, because it's related to a lot of activities that I'm doing as well.
Lots of different activities associated with education, you know?
With education, but no, also with life, because sometimes we are thinking that we have to educate the kids and the youngsters, and then they go to their real life. And probably this is the problem, that sometimes the education is too separate from the real life.
Right.
That's why I like so much
that quote.
John Dewey taught. I also like another one from John Dewey, that he said that every generation, I think also this relates to what we are talking with CACSUP and all the leaders, that every generation have to reinvent democracy. I like those ones. Every generation have to reinvent the democracy, which is that
That's right.
democracy is changing over the times, and we reinvent it over and over again.
Can I come in on this issue?
Yes, please.
I was waiting for our leaders to take the floor, but apparently since no one
they're thinking.
Great, their hands. What I would like to say is that the context where Mr. John Dewey made this statement is completely different from the context that we are having in Africa.
Mm.
The rate of analphabetism in Africa exceeds 67%, which means that out of 100 people, only 30% go to school, and only 1% reach the university level. The rate of rejection is too high. Is this situation in rural areas where you don't have schools, but you have alternative education systems in the rural areas? You have either churches or mosques. So the role of the church and the mosque are very important in educating people.
Yes.
But education is based around religions. Only people who have the possibility to move from the rural areas to the big cities, who are located most of the time around the coast, can have access to education, because the schools were built in the capitals by the former colonial superpowers. What we are taught is to learn from your birth to your death. So education is a continuous and permanent process. We learn every day. Now, how to transform what you are learning every day into professional skills? Because the social progress in our societies cannot be reached unless you have a certain level of education. And I can tell you that Senegal is well known to have the highest education system in Africa. 1/3 of the government budget is dedicated to education.
Fantastic.
So you have so many schools and universities in the big cities like Dakar, Saint Louis, and other big cities inside Senegal. And Senegal was the former capital of the Francophone West Africa region. So many citizens from West Africa were coming to Dakar for their own education. And in this our team group today, we have 2 gentlemen from 2 neighboring countries from West Africa, Benin and Guinea-Bissau. But you have also students from Morocco, from Tunisia, from Ivory Coast, from Congo, from so many other countries, from Cabo Verde, and even from Haiti. Because when the earthquake took place in Haiti, the former president of the Republic of Senegal gave 200 scholarships for the students of Haiti, and they brought them to Senegal, and they are still continuing their studies there. So it's very important to understand the philosophy behind this statement by John Dewey. The context in which he has spelled it is completely different from the social realities in Africa, and in particular in Senegal. So this is what I wanted to share with you as a thought. Thank you.
Great. Well, and that's why we want to make sure that each person tells us how it relates to them, right? So we're taking it out of its context and looking at how it relates to you and how it relates to your work, right? How it relates to you and to your team. So think about that for Wednesday. All right, and the next slide, Mr. Theodore. Can I say, for some reason I can't see the slides, but it's because technology is not my thing. So let's see, Theodore, you got those slides? Let me see if I see it. Oh, I see that you muted, everybody's muted, and I can't see the slide. Okay. So share the slide and unmute yourself, right?
Well, about education, for example, in Senegal, we have a few people to grow up in I want to say that to have a good level to succeed in universities, for example.
Right.
We have few people, and some guy have a difficult for afford to grow up our studies.
Right.
We have a lot of problem, and for example, in Senegal, there are a lot of analphabet in Senegal. I think that at first, for example, the government just make a lot of effort for the population to make a lot of effort to make it can help them to go succeed everything they want to do it. It's very difficult.
Well, and it can be lots of different forms of education, right? It doesn't have to be formal education. It could be informal education. Like Theo is saying that, you know, what do you learn from doing things just in life and in everyday life? So there's many types of education. So maybe when you're presenting this on Wednesday, you want to even think of what does the word education mean, right? So from the Latin, yes. So what does the word education mean? So not necessarily formal education, but in all of its manifestations, right? So even like a mother or an auntie or a grandmother interacting with a child, that is educating that child, right? For you in your leadership positions, you're going to be educating, even though you may not be a, you know, a professor or anything like that, but with your interactions, you're educating each other and your colleagues and the youth that you're going to be interacting with. And Theo, can you make the slide come up? I can't see the slide. I can see all of you guys.
I think
maybe I have to do something, don't I?
Yeah.
So this is where we need our friend, the colleague that knows all about technology, because
Mr. Gianni, do you see the slide?
Face, but I can't see the slide. That just goes to show. All right.
I think everybody should see the slides. Can you see the slides?
Okay. Well, it's just probably me. Don't worry about it. That's okay. I need to become more fluent in the PowerPoint, but I trust that everybody else can see it, right?
Can you have your confirmation that
maybe you can read the next slide for me, Theo?
Yeah, the next slide is about goals and definition of leadership.
Excellent. Okay, so that's another one for us to think about, right? So describe, right, what has influenced your goals, right? So Mr. Ibrahim was asking you all, what do you dream about? What do you want to work on, right? So thinking about the goals and how do you define leadership? So the combination of your goals and how do you define the leadership, whether or not it's you as a leader or someone that you know as a leader, or how you want to become a better leader, right? And how the combination of those things is going to influence, right? Is going to influence the future in the community in the future, yeah? All right, has anybody thought about that one? I think you all mentioned it a little bit, so we should be able to hear from one or two people on this one.
Somebody will start talking.
Can you repeat the question?
Exactly. The community.
The definition of leadership and your goals.
Definition of leadership.
Yeah. And again, this could have a different definition depending on the situation, right? So if you're, of course, we were discussing very, the manifestation of it at a university. Okay, that's a professor and so on. But how does it manifest in a community or a village, or in this area that you were saying, our friend was talking about how you have a space program, all right? Well, what's the leadership like in the space program? Or what's the leadership like in the religious order, right, that Sister Lisa belongs to? Leadership is different there, right? Or how's about the leadership of a coach, the quality coach, right? A coach is a form of a leader, right? Yes, for the quality coach, that's a form of leadership. What is leadership like in technology? We have a colleague here who is an expert in technology, in communications. How does leadership manifest on the net, on Wi-Fi, on the open web? Different manifestations of leadership.
Okay.
So now we have those two ideas to merge together.
Leadership and your ideas.
What form of education, right? So how do we educate? Thinking of the origin of the word educare, right? Like in Latin. All right. And the next slide, yeah.
The third thing is building culture.
That's right. So building culture, right? Your unique working culture. All right. So Mr. Mohammed was already explaining this a little bit to us earlier by saying the context is different. And that's exactly right, right? So we need to move this to your unique working culture. So not just the culture of Africa and of Senegal or of West Africa, where you each live, because that influences the working culture, but the working culture of your project, right? How are you going to work together? That creates a culture together, right? So how you work together. So your own unique working culture, right? Everyone embraces. What do you all embrace? What do you all agree on? What is a common vision? One thing that's common. You all have different projects, right? But what's one point of departure? Yeah. Think about that. So think about what you all embrace. Think about how you want to develop the future leaders, which are the youth, right? Your sustainability and your scalability is based on how you work with the youth, correct? From what you said when we met last week and so far this morning, many of you are in a position to help other people, right? So you're helping as a position of a leader, right? Or maybe you're helping because you're the manager, or because you are a coach, or because you are a teacher, or you are a professor, right? All those different roles are examples of leaders. You all are leaders. And then what are you going to do to develop leaders in the future? Okay. So what does that require? It requires that you think about your plan, forward thinking. Think about what is your goal? What do you want to do? And think about what might be your strategy to accomplish that. Okay, so a lot to think about. And thinking about, what does education mean for you? Think about, what does leadership mean for you? Yeah. Think about the specific goals and how they will apply to you, to people that you talk to, participate with, discuss with, right? To things or events, the goals of your project. And how is that going to influence the future? So we use that term. Mr. Ibrahim was asking some of you in your introductions to share your dreams. What is a dream? Right? A dream is another form of a goal, right? It's a very big, lofty goal. Yeah. So think about those things, how they intersect and relate together.
How was the goals was dreams with a specific time frame somehow?
Yeah, right. So at this point, requirement of forward thinking. So you want to think about what you're doing. How is it going to look out there? Once it's accomplished, what's it going to look like, right? You want to be able to really feel it with all your senses. What's it going to look like? What's it going to sound like? How are you going to feel? What are people going to be saying about your accomplishments, right? Like our friend, the journalist. What would our reporter, our journalist say on the radio to announce that you're working on a particular project? What will be said? What will you hear?
I think we can stop here.
Okay, good. Well, let's leave the slide up of the hands. Put up the slide of the hands. And then we'll stop right there. And then that will be what we want to hear on Wednesday, right? So Mr. Theodore will send you an email with the names in each of 2 groups. And then in those 2 groups, you're going to get together between now and Wednesday, maybe in an email, a telephone call, WhatsApp, okay? And then you will share with the participants in your group your own ideas and how those ideas come together to form one unified message for your group, okay?
If you allow me, I would like to compliment what Madame Nubia was saying regarding what is your objective or what is your dream, just to suggest that the time factor be taken into account when defining your objective. So your objective and dream should be defined in the short, medium, and long term. How do you see you in 10 years? Or how do you see you in 20 years? Where do you would like you to be by the end of this year, taking into consideration the constraints imposed by the COVID-19 and all the problems that we are faced? We cannot travel, we cannot meet in a group, etc. How do you see the future? This is extremely important. So this requires to make a deep analysis about the internal and external factors. And don't forget that you need to go from your current capacities and see what are the skills that are needed to achieve the goals that you want to achieve in 10 years. So if you believe that education will be one of the strong tools that you need to have or to use to reach that goals, so you have to go to university, you have to double the efforts, even though if you are working with the government or in the parliament, you can have courses at university in the evening or during the weekend in order to improve your skills and acquire new diplomas that will allow you to reach that goal. So it's very important to have in mind all these factors, I think.
That's right, yeah. And then also think about that if you need to have a parallel track, right? That it isn't something that you will, you know, be going to the university. What does that parallel track look like, right? So it might be that you're going to create some programs for youth workers to work with youth and help them accomplish their goals and ambitions, right? I think it was Mr. Ibrahim told us last week that he helps youngsters learning how to learn. So even when they're going to begin their learning experience, what are the skills that they need? So again, think about it in your context, number one, and then how does that relate to each other? And very well put, here we are, right, with COVID-19. So that means that we can use what? We can use our phone, WhatsApp, we can call each other on, we can write an email, we can share on the telephone, we could talk on WhatsApp, text each other. where maybe before, had we done this project 5 years ago or 5 years from now, maybe we could have been together in person. But now, like we said, we're in 3 continents, yeah? 3 different continents. So how can we accomplish these tasks on 3 different continents, okay? And then remembering that the first question in the slide said you, right? So we want to know from you, and then how the next step is the team, right? You and then your team. So one step at a time. And then because we're beginning with you, we're beginning with your level of sharing in English, your level, right? Where if you were to share it in French, I'm sure you would have many, 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 many things to say. So think about in English, what would you say? Okay. So that's why it's almost like an example of, oh yeah, you might go to get a PhD, but then you have to go to all the courses and some seminars and then take your exams and then write your thesis and then present it and then have it accepted. That's a long process, right? But what happens if maybe your goal is, I want to teach a class, and notice I use the word teaching in many different ways, right? So not just teaching as students and a teacher, but showing someone, sharing with someone a skill, right? Like you were saying, the church and the mosque might take an active role in teaching. How do they teach, right? How would you teach? Maybe this is teaching. Maybe teaching is going to have a cup of coffee with someone virtually, right? So I've got my tea over here. So I'm having tea with all of you on the internet. And then we're sharing each other's ideas. That's a form of teaching, okay? So to summarize, Theo, do you want to show the 3 slides to summarize real quickly? What does education mean for you in your context, for you and your team? The second idea about your goals, either people, things, events, special situations.
And the definition
what does
of
leadership mean for you? And then the third one, what's your unique culture that you're going to build together? Your unique way of communicating and executing your plans. So this requires, as the little hands say, refresh, reboot, ignite some new ideas, right? What does it mean to you? And what will it mean to your team? Okay. And then if you have any questions between now and then, you could always text us or email us. Is that correct, Theo?
Yeah, we can also use we had a WhatsApp group.
That's right. So you can have a WhatsApp group. See, I'm learning WhatsApp myself, so I'm learning that technology on WhatsApp. So we're going to have a WhatsApp group, and then you can all text any quick questions that you have. You can even record a message, right? I really like that feature. You can press the microphone and record a message, and then we can send it back to you, okay? Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you as well.
Overtime, didn't we? Oh, I'm so sorry. We went overtime.
Yeah, we had overtime a little bit, but I hope that
you all forgive us for going overtime. We apologize. We went 10 minutes over.
Big thanks to everybody that was together. But if you want to say something in the end, you can just share with one word or something, just to close with some voices from.
If I might suggest, if you can share this presentation that you have made to everybody, so they can remember the questions that you have put and the exercise that they are going to go through, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Of course. And then also, I think there's a recording of this too. So you'll actually be able to see it in real time, right? So that's a great idea. Thank you.
I will send the recording in YouTube in order to be easy, not to download a big file, but to have it as a link.
Great. Cool. All right.
So thank you to everybody. Enjoy your Sunday.
Yes, and thank you. And we apologize for going over.
Good luck to everybody. No problem. It was very interesting.
Okay.
We enjoyed together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everybody.
And if anybody has a question, we'll still be here for a couple of minutes in case you have another.
Excellent.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you Wednesday.
This is Mr. Ndaye. It was the one of the first ones.
That's right. A punctual person.
Thank
right.
you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yes.
Have a nice evening, right? Because you're in your evening already.
See you on Wednesday. Yes, for me it's already dark outside.
Done, dark.
Wednesday?
No, here the day is beginning.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Yes, see you on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Mr. Gianni, I was very impressed from your vision and your ideas. I was very impressed to hear what a big vision you have about the future.
The future.
And, yes, and your work in the banking and accountancy and management. A lot of different.
Yes, the reason why, for example, about it, I try to take every degree title, for example, about accountant and finance. For example, this year, when I finish my memory, I want to do the level for the expertise, the graduate, that's to say a leisure, and I'm university like a doctorate, not PhD, doctorate in university.
Right.
And in the future, I want to join the World Bank. The World Bank. Before join it, I want to have a good degree title like accountant and finance, and to have a good level for English. I need it. That says that sometimes I try to express myself at English, but I'm not very well at English. I try only. I want to perform my English because when you want to be a manager and a leader, manager and leader is different. When you are a leader, you are influence team, but when you are manager, you influence not a team, but you just give some idea and you must performance that is say an office or an organization. But when you are a leader, you will make in the future like an example for the team.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, when you get together with your teammates, when we divide you up into two groups, it'll be interesting to combine all of those ideas, right? So you've got it laid out, you know, a 10-year path, a 20-year path, a 5-year path, 1-year path, like that. But even the small, what is something you can do now, right? So right now, like you're participating of these sessions. So you have some opportunity to practice your English within the context of defining your role as a leader or as a mentor or as a coach for the projects that you're going to be working on. So that's great. And then we see there's some other colleagues here that are still connected. If they would like to ask a question, you know, while we're still connected here, please feel free to do so. Mariama, do you have a question? I see that you're still connected here. And Mr. Samba, you're still connected. Do you have a question or a comment that you'd like to share? So while we're still here, we're happy to answer.
It's good for me.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad.
It's great.
You want to take advantage of all those possibilities.
Very good starting level of English. Probably
What
the end
hour
of the course,
we will meet you on Wednesday? Or
on
you
Wednesday.
send me on Wednesday, huh?
Yeah.
What
And
hour?
I believe Mr. Theo will send you an email, or will you do it just in the WhatsApp thing?
No, I will send an email
Okay.
with the presentation and with the recording, and I also will remind in WhatsApp as well.
I think that when I finish this formation, I will explain myself a very good English. I like English.
That's right. It gives you a chance, yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
and
very
you can
good pronounce, and you're quite good starting level of interaction and expressing yourself. I will start saying that to the end of the course, probably we can establish a new, you know, probably what about cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrencies, and you know, Bitcoin.
Currency. What is currencies? I don't know currencies.
Like the different kinds of currencies of money.
Explain. Very good.
Cryptocurrencies, yes. I'm saying that to the end of the course, we can establish Africa coin, for example.
There you go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
The coin, yes, right.
This is the future.
In the future.
Future friendly coin.
Coin, huh? Yeah.
No, actually, we need somehow Libyan.
Yes, we need it. For example, in the Africa, for example, like Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, every Africa we have only coin, not different coins. We will have only coin in the future.
Oh, one currency for everyone.
In everyone, yeah.
Ah, okay.
You planning
to
save
when you in Africa, for example, in West Africa we have two coins. For example, two banking center like BCAC and Bank Central. Africa de l'Ouest and Africa de l'Est.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, we will continue to talk about this.
Anybody else?
Thanks. Bye.
Mariama or
bye.
Mr.